Hello, everybody, and good morning. Thank you so much for tuning into the show yet again. I'm here to tell you guys that it is about time that you follow or subscribe to the show wherever you listen. I know y'all are out there listening and you're not subscribing and you're not following the show, and I don't like that kind of behavior. You guys know I'm tired of working these garbage jobs, wasting my time. The links are in the description of the show wherever you listen. All the links, all the social media links, all the different platforms. Wherever you listen, all I ask is to subscribe, to follow. Please, please, I'm begging you, subscribe, follow, and most importantly, enjoy today's episode. What's up, guys? A quick thing. My setup is starting to fuck around with me more and more every day. And I don't know, there's just problems with it. So the audio sounds wonky because it's straight from the Zoom video. And also the episode ends prematurely, which it fucking, shit happens, I guess. But nonetheless, we got an episode for you. We put it together. I want to thank my man Greg for coming on, schooling me and all you guys about NFTs. That's it, guys. Enjoy the episode. Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Hello, Greg. Thank you for coming back, brother.
No problem. How you doing?
Good. If you could do me a favor and just pull the microphone a little closer.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that should be fine. Okay. Just a little better. That's good. Because I don't have headphones still. So those make a big difference,
Yeah, that's true.
Because then you can make the adjustments. Because sometimes I'll listen to an episode back and like one of the microphones is buzzing. And I'm like, oh man, if I had headphones, I would have nipped that in the butt while we were recording. But shit happens. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing good, can't complain. Really same old, just falling into a routine.
Right. It's been, I forgot when you came on here the first time. It's been I would think over a year.
Yeah, it's like at least it's before the locks. So like that was May. So probably like, let's say February.
Yeah.
March, something like that.
Before we get into why I wanted you to come on today, to go back to that first episode, did you actually end up trying to do the advisor thing?
Yeah. So I've been back in school for it, working on the side as well. But yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But yeah, kind of like working towards it right now, working with the bank, just because I'm looking at accounts all day and stuff, just talking to them, trying to not really advising, but just giving the customers a better direction when it comes to their finances.
Got you. Is it like a relationship banking type thing?
Type deal, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I find that's where that's almost like either a route to being an advisor or a route from, like if someone didn't like being an advisor, they can go try that shit. It's a little lower stress, I think, in my opinion. I don't know. I've only done one of them and I didn't do it for very long, but yeah, everyone says the way to go is relationship banking. I almost did it at Citizens Bank, but I'm like, fuck that.
I feel.
I'm just gonna talk into microphones and say stupid shit. See what happens. So I wanted to get you on because you are big into the NFTs, and I don't know a goddamn thing. I know like roughly what the idea is, but so it's basically people are putting out art pieces that people can buy with crypto. Is that more or less what it is?
More or less, right? Yeah. So even pictures too, like you can consider a picture an art piece. That's a little movement that's going on. Just NFT photography itself, but it's generally what's been going on recently with the NFTs.
Is it like a new thing? Is this shit like brand new or?
No. So I believe the first NFT was minted to the blockchain in August of 2015, maybe October. It was kind of like around the end of summer, early fall. But like that was 2015, everyone wasn't as involved and like big into crypto as they are now. But it didn't start to really like take off until about 2017. That's when you see like a lot of the, not a lot, because a lot of them aren't active or like have as big of communities as they used to now. But that's when those type of projects started to pop out, like the crypto punks that you'll see, like Jay-Z has his Twitter head as one right now. I believe it might still be. I'm not really sure. I haven't looked at his profile in a bit, but those were minted in 2017, I want to say like summer as well, about that same time. And then, there was the market crash. No one was really looking into it, but then things started to pick back up for NFTs. I want to say about January of 2021.
Okay.
Like a year ago.
Yeah.
Been a massive bull run, a bunch of people just buying a whole bunch of different NFTs, a whole bunch of different projects coming out. It's kind of crazy nowadays.
So when you say minted, that means it's like it's official, like people can buy it.
Yes.
Bid on it.
Yeah, exactly. So what minting is the first step of the process to get an NFT. So like you could have a piece of artwork right there, and then what you would want to do is mint it, and that's actually signing your name, like not your name to it, but your Ethereum address to the blockchain. So right there, that's like, all right, this is the NFT. If you were to make it itself, it's a free process. Like if you did it through a marketplace like OpenSea, it's one of the OpenSea is the primary marketplace right now for NFTs. But if you were to do it on OpenSea, it'd be free. Just have the artwork right there, hit mint, it's minted, sign your wallet to the blockchain.
Okay.
And then people could bid on it. They're going to take like a 2.5% transaction fee once someone starts to like say you accept the bid, but that's going to happen. But that's generally all you really have to do to mint.
So anybody can essentially put an NFT up.
Yeah,
more or less.
More or less, yeah. If you say you had a kid and he drew like a stick figure a day, and you made a collection of them, like say you have like 500 stick figures, you could mint each and every single one of them and then sell them out. Depending on how big your community is, it kind of dictates how your project's going to go. But
Right. Yeah, it's like I was speaking to somebody else about this and how it's got to be an advantage for artists nowadays, like artists who, what am I trying to think of here? I don't want to say painters because they're not painting, but people who do that type of thing, not like an artist, like a musician.
Yeah. Like a bunch of like the 3D digital artists and stuff, because you would see like a bunch of Photoshops and stuff going around like for a bunch of 10 years, 12 years, whatever, since Google Images have been popping out. But you'd see all those like 3D images and things like that. People were just doing those and making those for free. Like that was them expressing their creativity, but they weren't getting paid for it. They were just doing it because they love it. Now with the NFTs and the crypto and Web3, it gives those types of artists that avenue to actually, build a platform for their work, get paid for their work, get paid for the things they've been doing and love doing.
So, right. Yeah. It's another step toward decentralization.
Yeah.
Which is nice. But it's also like a slippery slope, because how much decentralization is good, if that makes sense. But in this instance, it seems to be beneficial. It seems to be like we're talking about these artists that it's not easy to make a living as an artist. You're pretty much freelance, whatever your art is, especially for someone who makes fucking pictures.
Yeah.
That's even harder. In a day and age where, unfortunately, what am I trying to say here? Unfortunately, like technical art is kind of looked over. If you have, like you said, Jay-Z, if he went ahead and made an NFT that was nonsense, it could have just been a dot on a thing, people would ball out. Yeah,
it'd be gone in an instant. People would have all their bots out. People who don't even know what an NFT is, they're going to learn and just get it because it's Jay-Z, he's doing it, and this is like a popular thing going on right now.
So, right. Yeah. So are you familiar with like Beeple?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I saw him on Joe Rogan, and that motherfucker's crazy. He does a piece of art every day. He's been doing it for like 10 years before NFTs. Yeah. So now he's in his glory.
Yeah. He had like a $69 million sale just like a few weeks ago, I believe.
Damn.
Yeah, he's killing it.
So weird how that happens.
I know. It's with this NFTs and like crypto, like anything can happen nowadays. Like, so with the crypto punks, like I said, they were minted on like back in 2017. But when they were originally created and released, they were free to mint to anyone with an Ethereum wallet address.
Okay.
So, that's huge. You pay the gas fee for that. So a gas fee is just a transaction fee for using the Ethereum blockchain. So if you were to, turn some of your just fiat money into crypto, you're going to pay a gas fee on that. If you wanted to withdraw, you're going to pay a gas fee on that. If you want to send the money, you're going to pay a gas fee, buy an NFT. That's a big problem right now with the NFTs. There's a lot of competition starting to arise because of the whole transaction fee deal. But you pay that fee though, you got a CryptoPunk, and then you just had it. Fast forward 4 years later, your CryptoPunk's worth 63 Ethereum, and then that's when Ethereum's at 3,500.
Damn.
Right? Like,
holy fuck.
First mover advantage. It's crazy.
I know. But it's also like who 4 years ago was seeing any of that shit happen?
Right. Just true believers in crypto and stuff. Like I was up until now, I didn't see the real upward the word I'm trying
trajectory, maybe.
Right. Yeah. Of the whole space. But back then, people like 2015, like, oh wow, this is cool. Like, let's keep on developing this, and kept on going and going until we got to that whole generative art projects that, well, I would say movement, not really projects, because they're generative art projects, but it's a movement now. But then we got there, and now it's just getting wild. Like artists are creating like real businesses off of their art. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I was saying though, free mint in was that Ethereum at $3,500, $63 floor. Well, like the floor price is just the price in general for the collection itself.
Floor? What do you mean floor price?
So say you have a collection with the CryptoPunks. We're going to use them for the example. It's 10,000 of them. After trading them, people like buy and sell them. That volume gets totaled and calculated. So like it'll be like today there was 100 Ethereum volume traded. So 100 Ethereum worth of sales had gone through. So that keeps on happening and going, and that's compiled and such. Now, depending on the amount of the sale, that's going to raise what the floor price is. So the floor price really is just a general indicator of what the value of the collection is.
Okay. So
like one crypto at a $63 63 Ethereum floor, one CryptoPunk is worth at least 63 Ethereum.
Okay, so it's like the starting price,
right?
Before people start buying and selling.
Yeah, exactly, making those bids. So you could list it below that 63. Doesn't mean that you have to put it at 63. It all really depends on the liquidity in the market, because it's still trading. If there's no money in the market, then no matter what, if your NFT is worth 90 Ethereum and no one's buying NFTs, you're not going to sell that. But
is that a problem that arises in this market, liquidity?
Yeah, so liquidity hasn't been like the craziest issue, but you'll notice, like you'll know that things aren't moving. Right. Usually when Ethereum was pumping and it was up into the 4,000s, you saw a bunch of liquidity in the market just get sapped out and then go right into the actual crypto coins. Like the not only Ethereum, Bitcoin, but like there's alternative coins that people were buying. And because of that, like they saw the upward value of Ethereum. It's at 4,500. Why am I going to have an NFT that's worth that when I could just have that right there and pull it out? You don't have to worry about selling. So at the beginning, people were like, I wouldn't say panic selling because it wasn't really a panic sell, but they were listing their NFTs below the floor price to just get that quick liquidity to take it out and go put it in the crypto market.
Happens all the time.
But so yeah, that was happening. And so as the price of Ethereum kept on going up and up and up, people got wise to the fact that, everyone's selling out, well, not selling out, but selling their pieces to get that money and put it there and have it go up. Let me go try to do that too. If everyone's trying to sell, not everyone's trying to buy, what I'm trying to say right there. So that kind of stopped it up.
Right.
But as Ethereum's gone down, NFT sales have gone up. Because in these types of times, it's more so like I want to have it in kind of a more stable asset. It's kind of a more stable asset than than just having it in pure Ethereum, because like Ethereum could go to 1,000 tomorrow. We don't know. But the NFT is worth 93 Ethereum. So it's kind of like
it's like securitizing different things. Like
yeah.
When obviously the housing crash 2008 or whatever, that came from Wall Street buying and selling these packages of the mortgage-backed securities, and they took all of these shitty loans and they put them in a fucking package and they were just buying and selling them.
Yeah.
So not to, make it sound like it's a negative thing, what the NFTs are doing. Securitization is something that's been, across the board. You see it with ETFs, and those are blown up. Everyone loves ETFs. That's the same shit. Yeah.
But yeah, exactly though. So you understand. But so yeah, with that, we've seen a lot of volume in the NFT space lately. Right now though too, it's very oversaturated with the amount of projects, because like it's in the beginning, if you had just launched an NFT collection, let's say in July, you launched a project right there and you just you got a following going real quick, you could sell out that project and then just make like, if you have 10,000 pieces at like 0.05, typically if you're going to mint from like a new collection that's releasing, it's probably going to be about 0.05. You'll see more like higher mint prices, but that's usually it's a high profile person's collection, or
Sure.
there's less pieces and such, drive up the value. But I believe it was about like 0.05 at 10K at one point, because Ethereum's a different price now, but it was about $2 million. Yeah, that was just straight profit. So that would go to you who created the project, and then you get royalties on that. Every time there's a sale on the secondary market, depending on your smart contracts, because that's a whole other piece with it, because I'll explain that right after. But depending on the smart contract that you have, you would get the royalties when there's a trade on the secondary market. So say you're doing 100 Ethereum worth of trades today, and you're getting, let's say, like 10% of that, like you're doing very well.
Oh yeah.
You're doing handsomely well. But
damn.
Yeah, so it's like very profitable. So a lot of people are like, yo, like I can draw, I can do this, I can learn to do that. Let me go ahead and do that, make a project, sell out, and then just abandon the project. So there's a lot of that going on. They call it rugging. And that, people hate that because it turns people away from the space. To be like, oh, I found this cool thing, I want it to be my first NFT. Turns out to be a rug, just a severe cash grab.
Yeah.
And then they just abandon it. But there's a lot of those going on. There's a lot of people who are actually trying to create something, and then, innovate. And there's also a bunch of projects who are just trying to copy that, like what's going on. But there's a lot of each, no matter what category there is. It's just like 10 a day are just popping up. The space doesn't have that many people in it right now. Like it's what is it?
Like an emerging market.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like 0.1% of the population has an Ethereum address, Ethereum wallet. So just even that, it's there's only so many customers, and there's so many projects.
Right. So it can saturate it, kind of water it down.
Exactly. So there's been, what they're calling them, it's kind of like a blue chip stock, but like there's certain NFTs, because what ends up driving the volume, like I said, is the trading. But the trading happens because, the art's either good or they have a strong community. Like people believe in the project, or like, what they're going to bring to the table. Not only the art itself, but like a lot of projects offer what they call utilities. You benefit from holding that project. Like for example, Bored Ape Yacht Club, they had a whole yacht party. They they have about 3,000 holders at the time. It's about like 3,800 right now, but the 3,000 holders of the 10,000 pieces. But they gave the first 1,000 to claim their a ticket. They could bring a +1, come onto a yacht in New York, and then just party for like, it was like 4 days. It was like NFT week in New York.
So hold on. So a company that makes NFTs put together like an event for everyone that owns their NFTs, or everyone that's interested in owning?
Everyone who owns it was eligible to go. Okay. You had to be an owner.
Gotcha.
They only had 1,000 tickets to it, plus a +1, so 2,000 people in total. But they had about 3,000 owners at the time. But still, it was a crazy event. Chris Rock was there. They had him emceeing.
Damn, really?
Yeah. I know, it was wild. I was watching the footage on Twitter. I'm just like, dude, like, imagine. I wasn't even in the space though when this is Bored Ape Yacht Club that did that. So that they launched in about May, I believe, of 2021. 93 Ethereum floor right now. They're leading the way right now. They're the pioneers. They added, because of them, a lot of projects do that now, because they were rewarding people for just holding. They sent out the what they call it. They were launching they've launched 2 other like side NFT collections. It's the Bored Ape Kennel Club, so it's just like the Bored Apes is just like apes, pictures of apes.
Yeah, I've seen them. I've
Yeah,
seen them.
yeah,
Yeah. Those are like so the yacht club is doing those.
yeah,
Those are like the biggest ones.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
so they do that. They have Bored Ape Kennel Club, so it's dogs. If you have Bored Ape, they airdropped you a dog for free, so you just got that free NFT. And then later on, they did a Mutant Ape Yacht Club, so they have that now too. They're about like 9 Ethereum floor, I believe, last time I checked. But the mutants, they sent everyone who was owning, who had, depending on the amount of apes you had, they sent you a certain amount of serums. There was like mutation serums. So you could have just held that was its own. Even its own collection itself, where the serums were. You could have sold the serum just as it was to someone. Like people were getting crazy offers the first year they dropped. Or you could have used the serum on your Bored Ape, and then you would have gotten another NFT. It would have gotten rid of the serum, and then you would have got a mutant version of your Bored Ape.
Right.
So when these things originally came out, it was kind of like them just printing money, in a sense.
Right.
This wasn't here before, but because you have a Bored Ape, we're gonna go ahead and just give you this. And then everyone saw how cool that was, and that just created a value right there. And like it kind of in turn turned out to be like if you held your mutant, they airdropped you Ethereum right now like 2,500 it's about like 20 something $1,000.
Damn.
For free.
So they're just able to give this shit away.
Yeah. I won an NFT the other night. Like I was just retweeting. I was in a space, so like I do a lot of Twitter spaces now with NFTs. That's just how I learned. I'd hop in and just talk to like a bunch of people.
Right.
And I was in the space for this NFT collection, the Homie G's NFTs. It's a 3D model NFT. It's very cool. I like the art. They haven't sold out the project yet. It's about 60%. It was about when I was in the space, about 60% sold out. But they were celebrating that, and it was cool. And it was just a vibe, and like that's a huge thing. You gotta love the community that you're representing when you buy the NFT, because these are the people that are gonna create value with you. They want to see you succeed and all that. But I just sent. They said, "Yo, just we pinned a tweet in the space. If you don't own a homie right now, just go ahead, drop your Ethereum address, and we're just gonna give out like 5." So they gave out the 5. I won one of the 5, and then a bunch of guys from the team just came in and just started giving more away. They ended up giving about like 16 away, and at the current valuation, it's 0.05 because it's still minting, and that's the mint price. But 0.05 right now is about like $152.
Damn. So that's
like,
for free.
For free, like
what the fuck?
It's crazy, but it's very community driven, the space.
So to get into any of this, you needed it. It's all Ethereum right now, or is it other cryptos? So
there is other cryptos. Solana, I don't know if you've heard of that one. It's a kind of emergent. In the last bull run, they kind of really just broke out, but it's a network where there's no trading fees itself. So like when you can buy NFTs on the Solana network. I believe it's a phantom wallet that you would have. I don't own any Solana NFTs. I'm not too big into Solana yet.
Yeah.
But you go through their marketplace through the phantom wallet. If it's $20, you just pay $20. That's it. It's like the transaction speed I hear is pretty good, but they're making some noise. I've seen a couple of like $20,000 sales over there with them. But in their beginning, when they were kind of taking off, they were just copying what Ethereum was doing, what people were doing on Ethereum. But they've kind of just switched it up, how they're doing things on. They call it like Polygon. Polygon is where the project would be.
Okay.
But there's that. There's a coin called Avalanche.
I think I've heard of that.
Yeah. I personally really do like Avalanche a lot, just as a coin itself. Just when I need to take some money out of crypto, I'm going to convert some coins I'll convert into another coin that's called Tether, but it's kind of based in the US dollar. It stays stagnant, so it doesn't move.
Right.
But I'll put it there, and then I'll put it to Avalanche to send it to Coinbase, because Avalanche, the fee it's like 0.15 Avalanche to do a transaction, which is negligible, but the transaction speed's crazy. Like, dude, I'll send it, and then like 5-10 seconds later, I got the Coinbase notification, like, oh, you just received this Avalanche. I'm like, oh wow, like that's crazy.
So based on whatever crypto you get, depends how fast you get it.
Yeah,
it's based on their system.
Yeah,
Okay.
because they all have their own networks, their own blockchains. So like Ethereum does its own. Like they're actually going to create an Ethereum 2 that's going to be coming out. Isaac actually was telling me about that a little while ago. But with Ethereum 2, they're trying to increase the transaction speed as well as reduce or completely eliminate the transaction fee, because that's like a really big drawback with Ethereum. Like if you do the transaction, it could take up to 30 minutes sometimes. Like say everyone's like
price could change, right?
Price could change too. Like or say everyone's trying to mint the same project. That's gonna cost, because so many people are using the Ethereum network. The gas fee is gonna go higher and higher and higher and higher. Like gas was crazy like 2-3 weeks ago. I was seeing like $289 gas because I was trying to claim an airdrop from this other NFT collection that I'm a holder in. It's a kind of like a music-based NFT, like mental health-based NFT. But they airdropped everyone like a free like companion to the NFT that you had. I was trying to claim that because it was free. I'm like, yo, I just let me get my free stuff. And then I look at the gas fee, I'm like $289.
Damn.
It's like it's not even worth $289 right now.
Yeah. That's not free.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
But so yeah, that's a big problem with Ethereum itself. So like there's a lot of other competition, but with Avalanche, they have their own marketplace starting to pop up. And I think that's going to be huge because just using it myself, I'm a fan of the coin itself. I'm a fan of the network itself. I believe like that once that starts really taking off, it's going to take off. But it's about like $60 right now for the coin.
So where are these coins traded? Is it all on Coinbase or is it on?
So with the coins on Coinbase, they're going to list like, I wouldn't want to say like mainstream coins, but because some of them like people don't even really talk about anymore, but just reputable projects, well-known projects. Same with Binance. Binance is like whatever Coinbase has, Binance has, and then it'll have like, and then some, and then you'd go like KuCoin or Gate, and those are like the real exchanges that like, you're going to really see some coins that you've never even heard of. Like, like there's I saw this one for every like Dogecoin, like there's a bunch of different like dog coins. It's like Kishu, Saitama,
Shiba's a dog coin, right?
Yeah, it's a dog. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's a bunch of those. There's like Tits coin. Dude, just like random coins, and like they're all like doing numbers. Like you look at some coins that are on Coinbase,
right?
They'll be at like 72 cents or like 50 cents or like $2, $3. And then you'll just see the most random coin name you've never heard of. And it's trading at like $180, $200, but it's not listed on Coinbase. It's not listed on Binance or anything like that because like the community is not really drumming it up, but they're doing the numbers. But I personally myself, I have Coinbase, I have my Coinbase set up because that's how I cash out. I do have an account with Binance too, but I predominantly use Gate.io. They're kind of an older exchange, like back in like 2015-ish around then. But they have like a bunch of different coins. But also there's so I was talking about OpenSea. That's the primary marketplace for the NFTs.
Okay.
But there's also another marketplace that's been coming up recently. I believe they launched 2-3 weeks ago. Things move so quick in the space too, dude. Like,
it seems it.
Yeah, like these people don't sleep. Like I'm not like I'm very much into it. But like some of these guys, like they literally don't sleep. They'll be in spaces until like they'll start the space at 9 p.m. and then end it at 7 a.m.
Now, when you say space, you mean like, what does that mean?
Okay, so when in the space, like as in like a Twitter space, like Twitter, it's kind of like Clubhouse, but everyone can just join and talk. You get the microphone talk. But then the space itself, because I do say the space, but when I'm saying the space, I'm referring to the metaverse itself, like Web3 itself, just everything that's happening like the crypto world. But yeah, that's just like.
So you're talking about like the community. Okay.
Exactly.
I got you.
Exactly.
Yeah. I thought it was another fucking lingo that because you had to teach me all these
terms and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah. But so yeah, no, they'll be in until like 9 p.m. to 7 a.m. But crazy. But like you'll learn so much. Like they'll just. Yesterday, we were talking about. I forgot what we were talking about yesterday. I don't even know, but like, dude, like
Seems like you've been in these spaces a little too long.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta take a nap.
All blends together. But yeah, like but people talk to you about their lives and their experiences in trade and stuff like that. So how you really get to know like the people attached to the projects and stuff and like what they're about. And like you're talking to them and like people are asking questions. There'll be like 100 people in the space, and then like they'll just random guy grabs the mic and just asks you like the most probing question that like you're just like, oh, like I don't even know. And like then you can kind of see like, all right, these guys are like kind of full of shit. Like they just
they're learning as they go.
As they go, yeah, exactly. It's happening in real time and stuff, and people are just giving out like there's like free alpha, and like when I say even the alpha, that's just just game on what's going to happen. Like, oh, this looks very promising.
Okay.
Wow, so they're calling that alpha.
Interesting.
But, yeah.
Why so many new terms? Is it because it's just a completely new fucking concept?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Everyone's still trying to figure it out. It's so early. Things are just changing every day.
Right.
But like with that marketplace, look, it's called. They have their own coin, but looks. But the marketplace looks rare. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be the primary marketplace within like. Because Coinbase is going to drop their NFT platform. That's obviously going to be huge because more people have Coinbase than anything.
Right.
But Looks is they're actually like innovating. On OpenSea, you can't, if you wanted to go through a project, you couldn't filter through it based on like inactive or active listings. There was a whole exploit the past week. People were losing their Bored Apes because if you were to, Ethereum has the transaction fee, right?
Right.
And it was really high like a couple of weeks ago. But if you had your ape listed and you wanted to delist it, you have to pay a fee for that. Now, people don't want to pay those fees because it's like, why am I paying this money? So there was a workaround where I believe you had to put it to like an inactive listing, and then there was another step, but it would technically in the system take the listing down. You never paid the fee, but it never actually delisted your item.
So it was telling you that it was delisted, but it didn't.
It just wasn't showing up. If you're looking for Bored Apes for sale, it just wasn't showing up. And you're thinking that it's not listed. I don't have it listed for a price or anything like that, but you did. So say you had listed it when Ethereum, when the floor for Bored Apes was 3, you listed it for there. You're like, oh, maybe I'll get 3. You saw that the project's doing like really well, and you're like, oh, okay, I don't want to do that. Let me just cancel out, delist. I don't have the money right now. I don't want to pay for like this fee. Let me just do this workaround. And you left it. You forgot about that. It didn't really seem to be like a thing because, this is also new.
Right.
It turns out with those inactive listings, if someone were to go through like your wallet address and just see the actual thing and it's still listed in the system, they could see that price that it was listed for and then purchase it. So Bored Apes had a 93 Ethereum floor. Someone just bought one last night for, not last night, like a couple nights ago, but $1,700.
Is that a steal for a Bored Ape?
Yeah, $1,700.
$1,700.
Yeah. Well, the 93 Ethereum, it's like
that's a lot.
Yeah, it's like almost $250,000. Like, yeah, but $1,700, just bought it.
And that was because someone thought that they delisted their shit and it wasn't.
Because exactly. There was and that's where the whole active and inactive listings comes into play. Looks, they already had that functionality on their website. So you could see and filter through and see an inactive listing and then an active listing. So if you're actually going through your assets and you're taking a look at your NFTs, like the bids you're getting on them, all that, you can see that this is like still there. This is an inactive listing. And then right there, you could just work around that, delist it officially, and you wouldn't have to worry about something like that. But that functionality doesn't exist on OpenSea.
Okay. So what you were just talking about, so OpenSea, again, is the exchange that you can buy the NFTs on.
Yeah, that would be the primary marketplace.
Okay. So everything that you said you're not able to do on OpenSea, but you're able to do on Coinbase or...
Well, it's they can do all that stuff on Looks Rare. It's the...
Okay, Looks Rare. Right.
You will probably be able to do this on the Coinbase marketplace because it hasn't even dropped yet. But I've seen them, like they're starting to have like a version and presence on like social media, like especially Twitter, and they're trying to foster a community because the community is everything in this NFT space, Web3 and stuff. People, reputation and everything, you got to know who you're dealing with because it's the internet and such. So community reputation is big, and they're trying to build that. In being so involved, though, you're going to see that this is the other competitor coming up they're fixing everything that the primary competitor is doing wrong. So now, like, all right, how are we gonna go above? So just natural progression. Coinbase as a company itself, they've been around longer than both of these two companies. I just feel that they would, take the initiative and then just innovate some more. We don't know, but that's just my personal belief.
Right. Yeah. Once like the crypto boom, I guess the first one, I guess you can say, when Bitcoin went crazy and whatever, I held the belief that the only explanation for the strange growth that comes from cryptos is the fact that it's so new and it's they're kind of building the plane as they're flying it.
Right. Exactly.
So like, now that you're telling me all this shit, it's like, it's kind of reinforcing that thought. And it's kind of, if I'm being honest, you're convincing me to kind of get into this realm.
Yeah, no, like, it's
because I've been skeptical for a fucking while.
Nah, man, dude, like, at the beginning too, for sure, I definitely was too. Like, so the way I got into it, I was on Instagram. This kid said, he put up an Instagram picture, and it was like, "Yo, like, what would you say if I told you that this sold for 15K?" And it was like the shittiest. It was a cool cat, I believe. It was a cool cat. Yeah, but there was a time when a bunch of cat projects were taking off and shit. But it sold for 15K, and I'm like, dude, this is like the shittiest piece of shit I've ever seen. And then I'm like, no way. I said, if that sold for 15K, I'm gonna hop on Photoshop tonight and run it up. And he said, you better get Photoshop.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? So then that's like, all right, what's an NFT? And then that's how I started.
Dove right in.
But yeah. And then just being in Discords with a lot of the people, being in the Twitter spaces, everyone just kind of wants to help.
Right.
Because if they scam you, like, there's a bunch of scammers, it happens. I think I'm in a scam right now. I can't trust this dude no more. But yeah. But everyone wants to see you, like, succeed and stuff, because if your projects are taking off and succeeding, if your investments are taking off and succeeding, that if they're investing in the same things, they're going to benefit from that.
Right.
And if you're benefiting and I'm benefiting, and the guy who's not benefiting sees us both benefiting, he's going to want to come in and do it too.
Sure.
And we just build that way, just organic growth, like community building, all comes back to community. And then it'll even go deeper than the actual NFTs. Like, you start to talk to these people every day, you get to know these people. Some guy gave me a recipe for a gazpacho.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
You ever had gazpacho? It's not bad.
I've never had it.
It's like a cold soup.
Yeah. He posted a picture of it in the Discord, and I'm like, "Yo, that looks fire. What is that?"
Hooked it up.
Yo, here's my recipe, and I was like, "Oh wow, like, that's so cool." But,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's honestly, it's fun stuff. It's fun stuff, and we, like you said, we don't know. It's so new. They're building the plane as they're flying it.
Yeah.
We don't know where it's gonna go, and every day something new happens. Like, some people are taking mortgages. Their NFTs in exchange for mortgages. So they're writing into their smart contracts, for the mortgage. So even, because I said I was going to explain that earlier, but
yeah. So what's a smart contract? Tell us that first.
Yeah. So that's how how everything functions with the NFT. So, like, it'll be minted and all that, but it would have to have that contract there. And basically what that is just in like layman's terms, it'd be, let's say, I'm going to use an example of I want to get a car from you.
Okay.
Right. You have the car here. Well, say you don't even have the car. I don't know that. I give you the money for the car. I'm expecting the car back.
Right.
All right. You got to wait for me for like a week. So I got to go get the keys, and then I'm going to go do this, get the title, all that stuff.
Right. I
gave you the money already, though. We kind of have that agreement right there. I give you the money, you give me the car.
Right.
And that's not happening right there. What the smart contract does, it just alleviates that. There's no guesswork. They have the contract there. It's a visible document. I know some projects, though, once you actually like do a transaction with the project, regardless if they show you the smart contract or not, you'll be able to view exactly what you're doing. It's a contract. But what it does alleviate that. It's I want a car. You got to have a card. As soon as the conditions are met, the contract is executed. So it's it's programming, so it's a bunch of if-then statements.
So who puts the contract together? Is it the person selling the NFT?
Yeah,
and they get like a lawyer or some shit? Or...
Well, it's not a binding legal document.
Okay.
So yes, because give it like 2-3 years with these NFT mortgages, someone's gonna get screwed, and legislation and stuff. It depends on how crypto goes, though, too, in general, how all that plays out. But right now, no, it's not a legal document. But who would put it together would be the developer of the project. So a lot of these projects, they'll have it'll be like a 2-man team or a 3-man team. Like Punks is a 2-man team. Larva Labs, that's the company behind Punks. They're a 2-man team, but like one person probably do the art, the other person does all the programming and stuff, or community building. One person does like all the art and community building, not really art and programming. The other person does all like the community building and the marketing and such. They'll split it up. But the developer would be the person making the smart contract, putting it all together, making it into functional like generative projects. Now, because I'm going to speak about like just actual projects where it's 10,000 pieces. They put it all into a program. They'll have traits and such like glasses, say hats, tattoos, the color of the background, shirts and stuff. Like if it has a shirt, sweatshirt and stuff like that, they'll compile a program like that. They'll put all that information in there, and then they'll have a bunch of different selections like green, blue, blah, blah, and then they'll put in the program and it'll just create 10,000 different pieces you'll have like a base, but 10,000 different pieces with all those different traits. So then you just end up with like one with 0 of those, has nothing. It's just bald, no clothes and nothing like that.
Okay.
But
so like in some of these contracts, you can get, I guess we can call them accessories to or it's all part of one big collection.
So yeah, so all that that's a part of the collection. That's a part of the actual NFT itself. But with the contract, where the contract comes into play, it's more so if you were to mint directly from the actual website when the project launches. Let's say you selected, because in the contract itself, you can, when you actually look at it, if you pull it up in Etherscan, you're not doing it on Etherscan's kind of like a registry for all the transactions that occur on the Ethereum network, because it's all public information. It's just you don't know whose address that is to whose address and stuff. But if you did, you could reverse look at stuff. But if you were to go into the actual mint contract, you could put in, let's say, the number you want, number 6120. Contract's going to acknowledge that you want 6120. So if 6120 hasn't already been minted, then it's going to initiate the smart contract. Then it's going to be, if this wallet address has that much Ethereum, then the transaction will be processed. Then if they hit continue, then it'll be transferred over. That's all that the smart contract would really do. It just facilitates the actual transfer of the NFTs. And with the smart contract in place, that's how you get your royalties back to you on those every transfer.
Right.
So like, it's if this NFT is transferred for this amount of money, then this percentage goes back over here, and then that'll execute that. In the smart contract itself, that's where the transfers are even allowed you to transfer that to another holder, and it actually transfer ownership.
All right. We had a technical difficulty. Now, what I wanted to ask you was something that I've been thinking about since you told me how much, like a Bored Ape or one of these other ones cost. Are there people out there that have 63 Ethereum to just, like, are there enough people to just go out and keep back and forth? Yeah.
That's how it got up that high, dude. Like with these sales, like the volume they'll do on the daily, it's crazy. Like, like 93 Ethereum, like it's not like it's a lot of money. But that's the crazy thing about crypto and Web3. Like what flexing is just went to like a whole nother level. Like the people, because it can be anonymous. If no one knows your Ethereum address, then like no one's gonna know it's you. Those people don't want people knowing like how much money they have and stuff like that, but they want those type of assets.
Right.
Those are the type of people just hopping in. They'll be like, all right, let's put 300K there. Let's do 500,000 there. And then all the celebrities and stuff, they're coming in right there, and they're like, yo, like
they're the ones kind of driving it
right now. They're bringing it to like the forefront for like of the media itself, because it's the Hollywood mindset of the fear of missing out.
Right.
Little baby's got an ape. Why don't I have an ape?
But there are affordable ones, correct? Like you could get, like me or you. Well, you have more than I would, but if I were to start, I don't know, how much is one Ethereum right now?
One Ethereum
roughly.
Right now, before I came on, Ethereum was about what, 2560. It might have gone up though, just because I can pull it up.
So are there I guess my question is, are there NFTs that you can get for fractions of an Ethereum? Are there NFTs that you can get for one Ethereum?
Yeah.
Like,
so with like most NFTs at mint, like the Bored Ape is 93 right now. Ethereum's at 2434 right now.
okay.
But the Bored Apes, it is 93 right now, but when they came out, it was 0.05
Of an Ethereum.
Okay.
Okay.
And even then, Ethereum wasn't at 24, I don't think, but it was about 3K. Let's say 28. That's about $150.
Right.
Right. So it's just that was just the growth of it. But so yeah, you could get one for 0.05. You could get one for 0.1, like a project that's starting to take off, it's doubled itself. Yeah, there's a bunch of different price points that you could enter in at. It's more so when you're entering in low at that 0.05 mark, you just want to make sure that the project you're investing in, you really do believe in it.
Mm-hmm.
You're not expecting, I wouldn't say these type gains will happen crazy overnight. Like you'll go to bed one night and you'll have an NFT. It hasn't happened to me yet. It's great. It's hilarious. But I had some wonderful losses when I started out. You just got to learn. You got to do your own research, really. But yeah, so you could go to bed one night, have your piece worth like 0.2, and then you could wake up and it'll be worth 1 Ethereum.
Right.
That type of trading will happen overnight. And that's why people don't sleep. They'll be up at like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. because the floor just skyrocketed.
Right.
And they want to make a quick sale. There's a lot of volume because the floor prices can drop. It's not only upward, but say it goes up so high during the middle of the night, it's probably going to drop by the time you wake up, by the time I wake up and stuff. And then that's why people would be staying up late and such. But yeah, it's definitely, there's definitely an entry point for everyone.
What's interesting is one of the biggest, I guess, counterpoints to crypto is the fact that it doesn't really act like a currency for the most part.
Yeah.
But now you have, what was it? El Salvador, they take it as legal tender. I think they take Bitcoin. You can buy shit with Bitcoin. NFTs are kind of creating a place where these cryptos aren't acting as commodities anymore. They're kind of acting as fucking legal tender. Like you can buy things with it.
Yeah. The funny thing about El Salvador is they put all that crypto at the all-time high.
What do you mean?
Like, so Bitcoin was like at 60K at that point. When they bought all that, it's at 38 right now. They just bought it at a bad time.
Oh, so they're like,
they're
eating it a little bit.
They lost a bit.
Like OBJ, did you see him?
Yeah.
He took like most of his shit.
Yeah, Bitcoin.
Damn.
I know, it's a hit.
They picked a fucked up time to do it, I guess.
To do it, yeah. I mean, it's gonna go back up. It's just like, I was like, damn, like terrible timing.
Yeah.
If they waited till right now and they put that same amount of money, they'd be chilling.
Right.
Like we're about to come up. But yeah.
I think what it is right now the Fed is talking about raising rates.
Yeah.
And usually when that happens, everything else goes down. Like I sold all my shit in the market. Yeah. Like I can go back in now because now everything's low and cheap.
All on sale.
Yeah, exactly. Big sale. But it's nerve-wracking because they could do it multiple times throughout the year.
Yeah.
And I guess that's where the diamond hands come in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I was here. It's supposed to be today. They have the result.
Is it really?
Right? I believe so. That's what I was hearing. But because we're talking about on Spaces because like I too sold a lot of crypto. Like I'm still holding it in Tether right there. It's like I know withdraw it out, but when the markets were starting to crash, I just started to take a couple of profits because like everyone was saying, I was like, yo, like don't just hold. You got to take profits. They're gonna stay poor. I was like, damn. You got a point.
Right. Now I know that they did a little bit of legislation with like Bitcoin and this taxation now.
Yeah.
Is that across the board with crypto or is that specifically Bitcoin?
Across the board. If you make gains, like you have to report that and such. But it's a funny thing. Everyone was selling for a loss on the 31st. Right. They were getting wise to it. The actual tax evasion laws. Now that everyone's just regular people are getting money. So but they would create a separate wallet address, transfer over a bunch of money, and then list their ape for like 0.01, then sell to that other wallet address.
Okay. And what does that do?
Well, they sold for a loss.
Got you.
It's 93 Ethereum floor, you know, you sell for 0.01. Like,
Damn.
yeah.
But people are doing that consciously?
Consciously, yeah.
But what does that do? I'm
for their like tax reporting purposes.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So wow, huh? People are getting wise to it.
Yeah. It's hilarious, dude. Like, I was seeing a bunch of stuff. I'm like, yo, this is 0.1. Like, why is this so low?
Yeah.
And then just tax evasion.
Now you're not able to buy that from them at 0.01, right?
If they have it listed, you could.
But they're not doing that.
No, they would do it like as an auction, like quick auction, real quick, and then just list it at 0.01 for a second, do a private sale. But yeah, you know, you wouldn't want to just have $250,000 just exposed like that. Yeah. But things like that have happened. Like, people would be trying to listing for like 79 back when it was low, like 7.9 or like, you know, 0.79. Like, actions like that have happened, and like people are typically like more on the generous side in the space. So like, I've seen like punks returned, apes returned and stuff. I believe the people who got their apes exploited like in the past week, they're supposed to be getting either compensated, or OpenSea is going to find a way to get the apes back from that person that they were sent to. But more than likely, I think compensated. But people try to correct those type of actions, those type of mistakes. But they do happen.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, I know we've already spoken about it, but it's interesting how there's legitimately it's run by the people. Yeah. Like, there's no kind of overlooking body over this shit, which makes people nervous, definitely. But you know, I'm pro freedom. So if you're out there and you're making money, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day,
and it really is all for the people. Like, with these celebrity NFTs too, because you'll see the difference. Like, it's regular people. Like, first off, and for the most part, everyone who's like really like succeeding at it, it's because they were passionate about whatever it was they were doing beforehand, bringing to the table beforehand. They're not getting compensated enough or at all for us, you know, the artists and the programmers and such. They're just collaborating. They want to actually show that they can do something. And now there's all these people who are like giving them all this money. They changed your life. All these people changed your life.
Right.
And they believe in you. They think your project's going to do this, and that. It just kind of just makes you want to go above and beyond, kind of, you know, just regularly. People expect something for you. You kind of want to live up to the expectations.
Right. It's not like a corporation you're investing in, and they're like a separate entity. It's more like, we're kind of, you help me, I help you, back and forth.
Exactly. You're investing in each other, and you know, reputation is everything. If you're just scamming people and doing all that stuff, it's like, yo, like, this guy's doing all that. Like, don't buy his collections, this and that. You hop into 5 Discord, send some screenshots. You'll be if depending on what you did, you'll be the next biggest thing on Twitter. Like, yo, you can't believe this guy, blah blah blah. Like, there was this guy Beanie Maxi. He was like a big influencer on the NFT Twitter side, but he made a lot of money. He had a lot of nice calls and stuff like that. Just 4 days ago, he puts out a Twitter message. He's like, yo, like, blah, blah, blah. These people are coming for my reputation, this and that. I see a bunch of lies about me coming out on Twitter and stuff. And you're just like, man, cryptic. And he goes, I'll explain later. Like, just, you know, be patient for now. And he just disappears. Now, this guy lives on Twitter. Like, you know, all these, they live there, like every minute, every hour, looking at charts, doing something on Twitter, talking to people.
Right.
Disappears for like 5 days, 4 days, whatever. Then news breaks that he was like hustling. He was hustling corporations and different projects as like an influencer, and he made like $40 million, and he never did anything for them.
Damn.
He just like kind of built up a following early because he had Bored Apes. It's a thing. Like, people will just start following you because of the NFT you have. Like, if you have a blue chip NFT like a Bored Ape, it's like, oh, you're probably someone important. Let me follow this guy.
Sure.
So many people have built followings just off owning that. So many people are like financial advisors, kind of. They're just giving like legitimate financial advice on Twitter because they own like 5 Bored Apes.
People pay attention.
But yeah, no,
right.
You took a risky investment and it paid off, right? You know, but kudos, but doesn't really, you know, make you that guy, you know. Warren Buffett. But yeah, so those type of people have gotten into like a seat of power, and they weren't, you know, the most trustworthy people, most, you know, honest people. And it just turns out, like, you know, for him himself, like Beanie, everyone like trusted this guy. Like, oh, it's always thank you, Beanie. Like, we really appreciate you. Let's give us this free game and stuff. He'd give away NFTs and stuff. but he hustled out 40 million. So now no one's just like, there was a project he was affiliated with, Wolf Game. It was like it's like a play to earn project. It's the concept was crazy, and like the ecosystem they built, they have their own like coin coming out for Wool. Well, it already came out, but had its own evaluation. I think Wool was like worth a couple of dollars. It might be at like $2 or something like that, but from nothing, it's literally nothing. It was worthless, and they gave it worth. But yeah, I haven't heard of it since. It's only been 4 days, but like 4 days and no one's talking about you in the space. It's just like people are forgetting about you because like 10 guys just came in yesterday. Right. Something's coming in next week, and they're innovating over here. Mm-hmm. So where have you been?
So it's quick.
It's quick.
If you're one of these guys that's here in it, you first of all, you got to be in it all the time.
All the time.
And once people notice that you're not there, there's 1,000 other people ready to take your spot.
Take your spot, right? Exactly. Damn. And then that's where the whole like reputation thing comes into play, because if you're dealing with a guy who like, has a bunch of followers, you want to partner with him because if he tweets about your project, it's gonna sell. Then you bring him on, but he gets exposed. And now everyone's, but he was a part of this project, and now this and that, and now it's just like you're just playing with fire right there. That's why everyone's just looking for authenticity, trying to be as authentic as possible in it. But
now, what's stopping people from screenshotting it, like screenshotting a Bored Ape and then putting it up for sale? How do people know that there's a difference?
So with that, because you could screenshot it and then mint it. You can mint your screenshot of that and then put it up.
Right.
But if you go to that actual listing, it's not going to be listed under the Bored Ape Yacht Club collection. You wouldn't be able to do that because the smart contract, it's not number 6120.
Right.
That's just number 1 of 1 from this project that came out there.
Sure.
All that would be recognized. So you could put Bored Ape Yacht Club on that minted screenshot and just list it like that. Yeah, you could still do that, but they're not going to see if say I go on OpenSea and I want to buy it. Where are all the other ones? Why is this only the one showing? Like, what's going on?
Right.
But right there, it's, because if you go to Bored Ape Yacht Club on OpenSea, you're going to see a bunch of different apes listed. There's 10,000 of them. Even the ones who aren't listed for sale, you'll see them and you'll be able to make a bid on them. If they have their wallet connected to OpenSea, then you'd be able to see them. But that's pretty much what would be stopping that. It's just, that's the typical do your own research type deal.
Right.
If you just go on saying, I want a Bored Ape Yacht Club.
And you see one.
Yeah, if you don't know nothing about the project, it's like, you're going to definitely get scammed. But,
yeah. I can see how that would fuck people up.
Yeah.
Now, you had mentioned one other thing earlier. You had said, and this is a term that I only heard the other day and I know nothing about. What is Web3?
So Web3 is just kind of a blanket term for the metaverse in general. Like there would be the metaverse, NFTs, crypto itself.
Yeah.
Those 3 things, that I would say pillars of Web3. But to understand like Web3 is, you look at like Web2. Web2 is what we do right now, like social media, YouTube, all that, Google. But Web1 was like the dial-up age where none of that was really there. You had the .com era.
Right.
You just go to the web addresses right there. There wasn't that functionality. It's kind of like the internet itself is just reinventing itself once again.
Gotcha.
What use it for. But so
it's just like the 3rd generation
of the internet.
The internet. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. And it's a fucking weird one, if we're being honest. I mean, it's like nothing we've ever seen
before now. Yeah.
There's a whole other, I mean, I guess you can call it, for lack of a better term, way of living.
Yeah.
Online.
Yeah.
I read a book not too long ago. I think it was called Guide to the Third Wave. And the guy who wrote the book was one of the, or he was the CEO and inventor of AOL. When the shit first obviously blew up. It was the biggest thing in the world and whatever. And he mentioned the first wave of technology. I forgot what he described it as. A second wave was like us. Here's us and here's technology. And then the third wave is there's no difference. It's just all interconnected.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what we're coming up on.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is fucking. Now, I remember I had Isaac on a while ago, and he was already talking about being able to buy virtual real estate and
like Earth 2.
Yeah. So is that basically what the metaverse is kind of going into?
Yeah, it's all going to connect at some point. So,
like you can buy like a house next to Snoop Dogg's house. I heard somewhere,
yeah, yeah,
like a metaverse house.
yeah. Next to a piece of land that he has, and let's say he's using his Oculus. Say Oculus develops to the point where, like, you're just hopping down onto Earth 2, and he's there. You just look to the right, and then you see Snoop Dogg mowing his imaginary lawn. Like
it's fucking crazy.
Yeah. And it's going to be to the point though too that where people are having fun, people are going to want to make money.
Yeah.
Advertisements.
Oh yeah, big time.
So say you own, like, say you were fortunate enough to be invested in Earth 2 before everyone else, and you got Times Square, you own the whole block. By the time this starts really taking off, and let's say, so I saw something with Amazon. It was kind of metaverse related, but it was Walmart. But it was like you were virtually shopping through the store, through the Oculus and stuff. Like you were just picking up groceries and putting it and scanning it and stuff. And like, I don't know how that would actually function in the real world. Are they just going to bring it to you in a card, like, Instacart type thing, like 20 minutes later or something like that? But it might get to the point where, like, if that's the deal and you have all this Times Square Earth 2 land, and you want to open up a shop there, like a metaverse shop, people are just walking through Times Square on the Oculus, and like you could just pay. Well, you could get paid to just say like Nike wants to have like an advert right there for something, or Adidas, Amazon, or whatever. You own the land, you own the property. They want to put the advertisement there, like it's a yes or no type deal.
Right. You get paid off it.
Right. Yeah.
Damn. Is that worrisome? That shit scares the fuck out of me, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. No, it's definitely like it's because
can't stop it.
You can't.
Obviously.
No.
That's the thing.
I would say definitely. I don't want to say like a step in the wrong direction, because that's just like, I feel the same way. Like, technology is crazy and it gets crazier and crazier. Like I saw a conspiracy theory video like way back about this guy talking about how he thinks it's the internet itself is like an alien life form and stuff.
Sure.
And the way it evolves and how things happen. I mean, I could agree. But I think it's also just really cool, just making things a lot more convenient.
Right.
You can just do things that you couldn't before and even think to do before.
Right.
More entertaining. I feel like for the virtual learning aspect of it, like, how a lot of people were forced to do virtual learning the past 2 years. Imagine if everyone had like an Oculus and you could just put it on and just be in school. Like, I guess that would be a cool dynamic. You feel like you're still part of the class and such. Like, yeah, you'd still be at home, and like that creates a whole other different problem, but it's just a cool option to have. Like, it's a great alternative in my opinion.
Right. It'll be interesting because obviously there's a few countries that are at the forefront of technology, and it'll be interesting to see I guess, for lack of a better term, the lapping that'll be done with like the US and China and Russia and these countries that are very, very technically sound. Not all of Russia, but a big portion of it.
Yeah.
And compare them to other countries that aren't. It's not their. I don't know. It's not their thing. I guess they're not, or they don't have the funds to really get into
resources and stuff. Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if people from these other countries, like the US, are like, I don't fuck with this shit. I'm gonna go move to, go fuck yourself, Stan. Like,
I mean, that'd be interesting to see. But it's more so though too. Like, I definitely understand that take, but we could compare it to like smartphones.
Can't get away from them.
Can't get away from them now, but like at a point, it was like, why am I going to pay for that? It was kind of, we were at a crux kind of where we are with the NFTs and stuff. Like, why would I pay for this when I can just like, right click, save it? And
sure.
But I already have a picture right here. Why don't I pay for something like that? I have art right here. Why am I going to pay for that? But it got to a point where like people started to like what smartphones brought to the table. And then more and more people started to get smartphones to the point where like, if you weren't doing it, you didn't have it, like,
you're out of the loop.
Yeah, it's like you're kind of not a part of society.
Right.
You're an outsider now at that point. But I feel like depending on the countries that are into it, like specifically with the US is big into the, not even just the crypto, NFT and virtual reality and such. We're a powerhouse. If China starts to pick it up, I know they're kind of teeter-tottering though. So like, that's going to be interesting to see, because they've banned and unbanned crypto a few times so far, and they're trying to make their own laws, separate laws that apply to NFTs, but not to crypto itself. They don't really know how to feel about it, but they're, powerhouse. say if Russia does, or well, I wouldn't even say, because no one's, I don't think I'm, my worldview is definitely limited. I would like to think myself cultured, but I'm not so sure if, like, say, because Russia is, you would say the third powerhouse, but
Sure.
cultural influence wise, I wouldn't say so, like people aren't really
That's
following
true. Yeah.
their steps that way. But it's just my opinion, like people could be, but who knows. But I would say, like, say Europe, like the actual, like, Central Europe, where like Great Britain is, the United Kingdom.
Sure. Yeah.
Let's say they start to adapt to it, and that starts to be like a daily thing for them, then yeah, I would say it's going to spread to throughout the world and be just like smartphones.
Right. Yeah, it's a good I guess comparison, smartphones, because there probably will be a time where you won't be able to operate unless you're in the metaverse. So you won't, I mean, I guess you can always go live out in a fucking mountain somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, Dave Chappelle doesn't have a cell phone. He doesn't have any of that shit.
Really?
Or you know what? He might have one, but it's off all the time.
Oh, okay.
Like he never uses it.
Yeah. Okay.
I know that because I call him all the time. No.
Yeah.
No, I don't know, but people say that shit about him. It's like he's the most
like off
the grid, freest, famous person there is, which is interesting. But once famous people start, Snoop Dogg's already into that shit.
Yeah,
he's hopped on it. And not just him. There's plenty of guys.
Yeah. But Snoop himself, he's doing. I believe he bought like some land in the Sandbox, or he has his own But and he's got his own project gonna drop soon and stuff. But he's been in it for a while. He's got a Bored Ape. Like Lil Baby too. I believe, I think Lil Baby was at NFT New York too, like that week, but I can't remember. But they had a lot. They had that dude. I just remember watching those videos. It was crazy. But yeah, so he has that. Shaq. He's big into the NFTs. He has a Mutant Ape.
Mark Cuban.
Yeah,
he's another one. Yeah.
But just a lot of people, like Drew Barrymore. I just she's big into World of Women. That's like a whole NFT collection, just women characters and such.
Right.
They specialize around. That's another thing. Every NFT collection, for the most part, they're working towards something.
Some kind of awareness or something.
Oh yeah. Or just creating something. Like there's this one Rumble Kongs that's doing numbers. I don't know the floor off the top of my head, but it's I believe over 10 Ethereum. They're trying to build a basketball league in the metaverse.
Okay.
Just with with these gorillas. And honestly, it kind of sounds a little racist.
Now that you say it out loud.
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
What am I saying?
Yeah. Well, it's literally like a bunch of gorillas playing basketball and stuff, and brutal. I know.
It's all right. We're talking about the fucking metaverse people.
Yeah. Don't take this
racism doesn't exist there.
Yeah, right. Literally. But wow, that's really the first time I said that out loud.
That's wild.
But it's a cool looking game though. It's like, oh wow, this is dope.
Right.
It's just in the metaverse.
Well, when sports were down because of all the shit, people were watching people play 2K on TV. It's not that far off.
Yeah, but with the game too, it's like play to earn. So you're gonna be rewarded. Like say you're playing on a team and you're winning, they're gonna reward you out money for that. You get Ethereum for that, or I don't know if it's gonna be Ethereum, but they might make their own coin for it because that's probably the most profitable option for them as the company itself. But yeah, you just play, win, earn money.
One other question I wanted to ask you. Everyone kind of nobody knows where Bitcoin came from. People are like, there's a whole bunch of different suspicions and whatever. Is there a similar thing? Like, does the beginning of NFTs, is it kind of muddy like that? Or is there someone you can point to that's like, that motherfucker started it, or these people started it?
It's a little because of the blockchain itself and everything's like viewable.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that it's like muddy like that, but in my own research, I remember I was trying to find the the first actual NFT. I can pinpoint the year and kind of the general season, but there's reports of one company doing it in this month, and then another company testing it out 2 months later and saying they were the first and such. I would say muddy in the fact that it's hard to. I haven't myself been able to pinpoint the first project,
the origin.
Yeah, just the actual year itself.
Right. It's It's definitely crazy from my point of view. Obviously people like you who've been in it for a while, it's not as you're used to it now, but
but things happen.
It's so quick. Yeah. I mean, at least in my lifetime, this has to be some of the quickest moving technology, that we've seen. I mean, I guess you can say the next thing would be smartphones. Like when we were kids, there weren't really smartphones. You could text, there were sidekicks, and you could take a picture on your phone. That shit was cool.
That was cool.
And then now there's smartphones, but that was what, 10 years later after we were born. These NFTs, like you said, the first few were
2015,
5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
So pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Groundbreaking shit.
I know. And just imagine 5 years from now.
Yeah.
That's why it's just great time to get in. I would say like, you might lose money and stuff. Like, like I've lost my first mint ever. Like it's worth 0.01 right now.
Yeah.
I bought it for 0.05, but like that was my first one doing it. What I'm saying? So like, but you're gonna. I was just checking the other day. I was wondering. I was like, what is this shit worth? And it was like nothing. But that hurt. But it happens. Like in those losses and like in the taking those risks and not taking the risks, you're gonna learn a lot of lessons and stuff. Because right after I bought that, I bought another one, and that one I bought it for. They were having a tough time when I bought it. I saw that what their mint price was, and I saw what it was at. I was like, let me buy that. I ended up buying it. Didn't pay. I still think it's dope. But I didn't end up paying too much attention to it. And I checked, and I'm like, the floor had hit 4 times from where I bought at, and I'm like, like I just 4 times that money. Then I saw it hit 5, and I'm just been sitting at 5 right now. But it just happened in a week. I'm like, wow, like what I lost on that other investment, like I got it back on this one, and I was just fucking around and I got this.
Right.
Good community and stuff. But and it's you definitely just miss a lot of the shots you don't take with it. There's for the punks, they all face right. There was this project called Crypto Funks. They all face to the left.
Okay.
So they're a direct derivative project of the Crypto Punks.
Made by the same people or no?
No. So a bunch of just 2 guys, they rugged it. They took all the money and left. But it was a time to be alive back then. If I knew, oh wow. They'd be cursing my name to this day.
Oh, man.
But so they got their 2 mil, they left, and then they got the royalties and stuff. And then the project gets delisted from OpenSea because punks complained. They stole our project. It's the same thing. It's technically not the same thing. As soon as they face to the left, like
it's different.
It's yours face to the right. It's not. Yeah. McDonald's.
Yeah.
But
so they can't do anything legally about that CryptoPunk, or can they?
They did. Well, like kind of like Coinbase DMCA them. Like stop. You cease and desist.
Yeah.
And they were delisted. So then they didn't stop there. They're like, like fuck that. We're not going away anywhere. Like, let's go ahead and add a border to our CryptoPunks, our funks. Right. And then we're gonna go ahead and then bring them back. They go ahead. It works. Now it's completely different now. Like, yes, it's the same base. The characters look exactly the same. Yes, but we have a border, and they face to the left.
Right.
They go back on OpenSea. Now, at this time, Punks is the '1 project. This is before Bored Ape like flipped them. Bored Ape only like passed Punks. What was it, last month? It was in December, and they've gone way past. Punks at 60 something, and Bored Ape's at 93. They just can't stop, won't stop. So Punks is like they're the golden boy right now. OpenSea is the only marketplace. They don't want to upset their moneymaker. They're making so much money off of Punks. Like, all right, so let's take these guys off. So they delist them twice, and then the creators leave the project. Nothing happens. They're like, all right, guys, they don't want us to do it anymore. We're gonna take the money. See you guys later. There's this guy. I met him in a space back in July, end of July, early August. His name's Paulie Shore. Mad smart dude, like just really into art history, just a lot of shit.
Not the Paulie Shore.
What?
Paulie Shore. Well, I'm assuming it's not the Paulie. Like Paulie Shore is like an actor, comedian. No, this is some guy.
No.
Okay. Holy fuck.
No. Yeah, that was his name. Sort of Paulie Shore, but like his name's Paulie.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't even know. I was like, But yeah, so I met him in a Twitter space, and like he was just talking about like when I first got into NFTs, he's talking about just like a bunch of stuff. And I'm like, yo, this guy like knows his shit. Like, everyone's just like, kissing his nuts. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna follow this guy. So I talked to him a little bit, asked a couple questions here and there. He ends up, when the funks get delisted the second time, he got in contact with the developer and he bought a bunch of the funks because he studies art history and stuff, and he knows like, yo, something like that where a project, a copycat project, they switch it and then switch it again, keep on getting delisted.
Right.
Just because CryptoPunks is so successful, this is going to be at least 10% of that worth. That was his, and I believed him too. I'm like, yo, this is like, yeah, it's a great idea, blah blah blah. He ends up buying a bunch. Sky, Loaf Green, just like a bunch of people, they bought like a bunch of the funks, and then they made their own website. It's called Not Larva Labs. Larva Labs makes the punks, Not Larva Labs, and it's their own marketplace for the funks. The funks, right? Yeah, and now like I think like the floor price on a funk is like, it's, I don't know in Ethereum, but it's about like around like the $15,000 mark. Damn. But when they were doing that, so I was up to date on the whole thing. I knew like it was happening. I knew about funks. I knew the history, this and that. Like I saw it happen. I was in it. I was in NFTs early enough to watch all that transpire. I'm still like new to it though, so I'm like, I don't know. I know this guy knows what he's talking about, blah blah blah. But like, where does this pan out? Because there's a whole bunch of naysayers, and it's crazy. You got to listen to your gut because all the naysayers own funks now, this and that. They have way more money than I do and stuff like that. They can afford to just be like, yo, like, I don't really know where's this going to end up, but like, I can hop in later. They were traded for about 0.07 at this time, 0.08 on their marketplace right there. In my wallet at the time, I had like 0.3. So I could have bought a few, but I was saving that because there's this other guy I learned about crypto from, this Chris Universe guy. Dude, I swear, like he's running a scam, but like, fuck this dude, man. Like, yo, like he's promising this project like Baby Tunes, and it's like, it's the way he had described it, what he has planned for it, all that, the roadmap, utilities planned, everything, and like his reputation in the reputation comes back into play. Sure. It's looking like it's going to be like the next big thing. Like, if anything could be one of the next big things, this could have been one of them. Okay. He already had 2 projects out. Like he had bought something from the World of Women, a character from there, and he made a collection of that specific NFT. That was a little cool thing.